Hello everyone. Today we will explore the second part of Chinese palatial architecture with you and use the Forbidden City as an example. The Forbidden City ranks the #1 palace all over the world for its greatest construction among top 5 grand palaces of the world. What are the other 4 grand palaces? They are the Buckingham Palace in London, the United Kingdom, the Kremlin Palace in Moscow, the Russian Federation, the White House in Washington, D.C., the United States, and the Versailles Palace in Paris, France. This time, we will come to the architectural hierarchy of the Forbidden City. It covers such factors as mythological animals on the eaves, layer of terrace, roof style, and width plus depth of a building. Now, let's explore the second part of the lecture, the architectural hierarchy of the Forbidden City. Just guess, which court has a higher architectural ranking, the outer court or the inner court? The outer court has a higher ranking. That's true. The location of the building can be ranked. Think of the buildings of the highest ranking in the Forbidden City. It is in the outer court. Which buildings has the highest ranking in the outer court of the Forbidden City? Have you ever imagined that animals can rank the building of the Forbidden City? The answer is that the mythological animals on the eaves of the Forbidden City can show the architectural hierarchy. Mythological animals on the eaves of the Forbidden City played a key role in ranking the architectural hierarchy. When it comes to the functions of mythological animals on the eaves, obviously they can protect the eaves when the building is struck by the wind, and they can decorate the buildings. But to the Forbidden City, they rank the building first. Look at this picture and count the numbers of mythological animals on the eaves. How many mythological animals are there on the eaves? First, we can see an immortal riding an animal. Then, a group of 10 smaller animals. And finally, a head of a beast. So, how many mythological animals are there on the eaves? 12, 11, or 10? Actually, 10. 10 mythological animals on the eaves were led by immortal riding an animal and followed by a beast. Can you guess what animal the immortal was riding? Please have a careful look at this picture. Phoenix, horse, or chicken? Actually, the immortal was riding a chicken. Most of the 10 mythological animals have difficult Chinese pronunciation. For example, these 2 words are pronounced 吃吻. These 2 words are pronounced 酸泥. Then 雅鱼, 蟹治. As for this one, is it pronounced 行时 or 行时? The answer is 行时. I will explain it later. Look at the picture again. We can find the 10 mythological animals in order of 吃吻, phoenix, lion, heavenly horse, seahorse, 酸泥, 鸭鱼, 蟹治, 斗牛, and 行时. Mythological animal #1 is 吃吻, the kissing dragon. Dragon's 9th song, who can watch fire. We know that the dragon has 9 songs. Mythological animal #2 is phoenix, Feng, who brings happiness and good luck. Mythological animal #3 is lion, Shi, who indicates the power of the owner. Mythological animal #4 is heavenly horse, Tianma, who runs like the wind and travels thousands of miles a day. Mythological animal #5 is seahorse, Haima, Who has control over water to protect the buildings from fire? Mythological animal number 6 is Suan Ni, the lion-like dragon's fifth song. Mythological animal number 7 is Ya Yu, the fish dragon, who collects clouds and extinguishes fire. Mythological animal number 8 is Xie Zhi, a unicorn who stands for justice and uprightness. Mythological animal number 9 is Dou Niu, the bull-like fighting dragon, who fights for peace. Mythological animal number 10 is Hang Shi, meaning rank 10th. Hang Shi is the flying monkey who prevents the destruction by thunder. The Hall of Supreme Harmony is the only building in China with Hang Shi. Generally, except the Hall of Supreme Harmony, the number of the mythological animals of any other building is odd. There was strict specification of the number of the mythological animals on the eaves, and any violation of the rules would lead to severe punishment. However, the order of some mythological animals could be changed alternatively. For instance, the order of a heavenly horse and that of a seahorse, dragon Suan Ni and sea animal Ya Yu. This accounts for the slight difference in the two buildings. On the first eaves, the heavenly horse is put before the seahorse, while the seahorse is put before the heavenly horse on the second eaves. In addition, the order of Suan Ni and Ya Yu differs on the first eaves and the second eaves. Let's compare the figures of mythological animals of the three halls of the outer court. Let's look at the picture. There are 10 mythological animals on the eaves of the hall of the Supreme Harmony, 7 on the eaves of the hall of Middle Harmony, and 9 on that of the hall of Preserving Harmony. Let's rank them. Number 1, the hall of Supreme Harmony. Number 2, the hall of Preserving Harmony. Number 3, the hall of Middle Harmony. So the hall of Supreme Harmony is of the highest ranking. Let's compare the figures of mythological animals with those of the 3 rear palaces of the inner court. 9 mythological animals are there on the eaves of the palace of heavenly purity, 7 on the hall of union, still 7 on the palace of earthly tranquility. Surely, the palace of heavenly purity has the highest rank in the inner court. Then, one problem occurs when we compare the number of mythological animals on the eaves of the buildings of the outer court with that of the inner court. Surely, the Hall of Supreme Harmony has the highest ranking, while both the Hall of Preserving Harmony and the Palace of Heavenly Purity has 9 mythological animals on the eaves. So, without another way, we can't rank them precisely. In the case of the Hall of Preserving Harmony and the Palace of Earthly Tranquility, let's check the layers of the terrace of the buildings. The 3 halls of the outer court are constructed with the grandest terrace, 8 meters high terrace with 3 layers, and the 3 rear palaces have 1 layer of terrace. Now, we get the ranking of the first 3 buildings in both the 3 halls and the 3 rear palaces via both the mythological animals on the eaves and the layer of terrace of the buildings. Number 1, the Hall of Supreme Harmony. Number 2, the Hall of Preserving Harmony. Number 3, the Palace of Heavenly Purity. The detailed number of the mythological animals on the eaves in the inner court can be shown here. Except for the 3 rear palaces, the buildings of both 6 eastern palaces and 6 western palaces has the figure 5 as the number of their mythological animals on the eaves. As is shown to us, the emperor's wives lived there. In Qing dynasty, the palace of earthly tranquility with 7 mythological animals on the eaves was no longer the residence for the empress. So, in Qing dynasty, the empress lived in either the 6 eastern palaces or the 6 western palaces. And it is also known to us that the Qing empress lived in the hall of a mental cultivation from the Yongzheng emperor. Now, let's see how many mythological animals on the eaves are on it. 7 compared with 5 as the number of the mythological animals on the eaves of the residence of the empress women. Their hierarchy is self-evident via the number of mythological animals on the eaves and the social status of the inhabitant. Generally, mythological animals on the eaves and the layer of terrace can rank the buildings of the Forbidden City.